Hey, Nocturnal, how are you? So I'm just getting distracted. I'm cleaning up my desk at the same time. Hopefully, I've updated SWB, so hopefully my voice comes through. Oh, good, my voice is coming through. I can't complain. It's the middle of the week. Oh, wrong screen. Kind of wish it was the weekend. It's starting to get cold here, so yeah, so it's just that time of year really, where it gets cold, and I'm just like, is it a bit late for you today? Yeah, I started a bit late. Yeah, I was just running late. Let's not lie. I forgot to eat dinner, and I was like, I'm really hungry, so I had to cram some dinner down my throat very quickly. So yeah, that's why I'm running about 20 minutes late. Yeah. Otherwise, it is 7:50 here, 7:50 p.m. So it's good enough time. Just only 20 minutes late. So yeah. And today we're gonna fix up this. I was playing around with something, and I screwed it up. So I'm gonna revert what I did. So what I did is, under the request for change, I changed it to something like this. Yes. So last weekend, the clocks went forward an hour. Was it last weekend or the weekend before? The weekend before. So I don't think I've got any undo here, but that's fine. What I can do, yeah. So yeah, it's you guys have a change soon, don't you? Where you're going forward an hour. So then all of a sudden I'll appear on even later for you. I'm just cheating here. I'm just going to copy this code. What I'm going to do is I'm just pasting it in, and I'm just going to comment out this code for the moment. I'm going to see if it's that code that I changed that ruins stuff. We're already honed forward. Ah, fair enough. I must be thinking of the Daylight Savings Seattle. Might be thinking of America. Oh no. Alright. Maybe not. It's almost 11 here today. Normally start at, yeah. Already 2. Alright, cool. I don't know. I'm probably thinking of this because we start daylight savings in October and then they end their daylight savings a little bit later. I'm probably thinking of that. They changed it as like a week before the US. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm thinking of the other end of the other end. So, yeah. Oh, well. So, yes, I am now back in non-daylight savings times, and I'm already missing the late sunsets. Because they set around about 6:30 here at the moment. And it gets all the way down to 5:30. Which is, yeah, even earlier. Alright, so just done this change. Let's go to the front end. So we've got all this stuff, and I'm just So it was the back end that was causing that issue. It's causing havoc with my team as meetings go all over the place, depending if you're in the US or UAE. Yeah. Yes, very annoying. I fully understand. I should also zoom in on this. I'm terribly sorry. I was working on my laptop. There you go. Luckily for us, we don't work with too many people overseas. Well, I don't work with too many people overseas. We have people who are overseas. I think they're in Sri Lanka at the moment. But when I was overseas, so in Korea, we're over there and then daylight savings hit. So I had to start work a bit earlier. It started off at, I think, 8 o'clock that I had to start work to match time here. And then it went down to 7 o'clock a.m. But it was a blessing in disguise for me because it meant that I finished work at 3:30. I would have a shower and then I'll be out the door by 4 o'clock. There'll be a couple of hours sunshine and I was tooling all the way through Seoul and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, a lot of fun. And Thailand, I had to start work at 6 o'clock in the morning to make the 10 a.m. here in Australia because I was like, I can't wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So what actually happened was I essentially was finishing at 2:30 and it was great and I loved every moment of it. 10 out of 10 would do that again if given the chance. So yeah. There was one time I did have a meeting at 5:30 in the morning and I woke up and I got on and people like asked me questions and I'm like, I'm not awake. So yeah. Alright, to do some more change. Okay, so we know it's the back end. So I've done something wrong when trying to restructure the data a bit differently. So instead of having two endpoints, what I want is having just one. So the endpoint will give us all the change tasks and everything around the blocking of those change tasks. You got up at 5 a.m. for BJJ yesterday. I don't know what BJJ is, but damn. I mean, the earliest I really can get up is 6 a.m. and I used to do it all the time and go jogging. I do it when I do ride into work because riding into work is an hour and 40 minutes, which is doable for me. And then it's about 2 hours on the way back just because I'm exhausted. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's aggressive cuddling. Fair enough. So yeah, I would prefer waking up earlier if I could. Yeah. All right. So what I want to do is I just want to slowly creep this code back in. So let's put in values. Okay, just hit save. I'm gonna hit refresh. So now we've got a 500 error. And I'm just seeing if it's that values that caused it. I'm pretty sure definitely it caused it, but whether it happened on that line or further down. And I think it happened further down due to the serialization here. So this line here. Okay, that's fine. Let's comment out that code. And then let's go return data equals change tasks, JSON loads, change task results. Now, I have a feeling that it's more to this. So what I'm doing, I'm just going to delete all this. I don't need these lines. So I just need this and this. change task results. All right, so let's leave it at that for the moment. Let's hit refresh. Yeah, it's still not liking it. That's fine. One thing I'm not doing, npm run watch. So essentially I've just reverted back my code back to what was the problem at the start. There's not much code here, not gonna lie. Oh. It's just doing its refresh thing. I'm also gonna wait for this to finish compiling. All right, looks like it's done. All right. So it's saying this change task list filter is not a function. Do you need the temp var for return data? It might be easier to read if you put the dict in return. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, definitely will be easier. Yeah, we might as well do it. Done. Okay, so getting back to this, I don't know why it triggers all of this information. So if we go to change task lists, which hits the, now this is, I'm probably hitting the wrong thing here. So change task link list. So we should be hitting this. So one way to find out is that console log, which doesn't appear. Oh, that's one thing I was meant to check. Sorry, I'm redoing this again. Okay, waiting a couple of seconds, hitting refresh. We don't hit it. Okay. So we're not hitting this console, meaning I'm not hitting this function. So I am in the wrong place for starters. So let's open up our view tools. I was probably extremely tired when attempting this. So change task list. And we've got the change task list here. All been there. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely me. Usually at this time of day, I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have the energy I did 10 years ago. Wish I did. And I wish I had the metabolism that I had 20 years ago. And the maturity that I've got now. Maturity and drive that I've got now. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to have a look at the network. Yeah. Okay, just wait. I'm confusing myself at the moment. So we've got change task list, which doesn't have any child components on it, which is great. So we've got change task list. Yeah. So I've got the wrong one open. So what I need to do, oh, it's probably going to be a very simple thing, isn't it? It's going to be under request for change. We've got modules, or we've got tabs, and we've got change task list here. So it's here. So now we're just looking for the Axios call. So data send Axios, change task, status update. I don't think that's it. So we're just gonna go right through all the methods. Sorry, I'm just racing through this. So add new change item, close RFC, get run sheet list, I'm not sure if I've gotten all more mature or just more tired. Well, all right, I'm gonna try and find, this is probably, showing my maturity level, a lack of it. Just wait. All right, Korea. All right, the pictures are there. I think this is later than that date. All right, later than that date. Okay, I laughed at this. That's right, I'll full screen this. So I laughed at this. When I was in Korea, I don't know why I found it so funny. I'm surprised no one had googly-eyed it or I-bombed it, however you want to say that is. And I especially laughed at this. I'm still laughing at it. I'm like, yep, clearly we all know what it looks like. It's absolutely hilarious. So, googly eyes makes everything 100% better. Yes, it does. I was going, I forgot where I saw it, but there was this like little meme. The dog's blind, doesn't have any eyes, and it's like saying a little backstory of the dog being like, oh, it's blind and all that kind of stuff, but with modern technology it can see. Someone added googly eyes on it. Just absolutely lost my shit when I saw that. Oh, it was hilarious. All right, so this is where it was broken. So this is where we want change tasks put in here. And then we want change tasks dot length. And I've seen ones where you got a cat with one eye and someone's put a googly eye on it, and I'm just like, yaw. We are talking to the person who had a tripod cat and got a severed leg, a severed zebra leg, and a severed tail. Maturity level. I mean, yeah, yeah, I would agree. I don't know if I'm more mature or just tired. Kind of agreeing at that now. Alright, so we've got change tasks, so that should work now. So if we go to the back end, make sure the back end's running as intended. So uncomment this, delete all this, hit refresh, wait a second or two, hit reload. And we have an error still. Can't access property, change task titles, change task fields is undefined. All right, not a problem. So what we're gonna do, we're going to console log this. And I'm going to find out why. Now that is plural. So that should be plural and that should be plural. So we'll wait a second, we'll just hit reload. All right, so we've got our data. I'm just right-hand clicking, storing it as a variable. So temp0.data.change tasks. That's our list. Dot data, dot change tasks. So console log, change task list. I've always thought a cool API framework that would allow you to call multiple API endpoints by just stitching them together perhaps might be better written as RPC-like layer. Possibly. I'm trying to remember what RPC, remote procedure call. I wouldn't know how to set any of that up. I've done something similar somewhere else, where it just, instead of having 3 calls, it has 1 call where it gets 3 bits of data. Alright. And I've just got to make sure it's not gonna. It's all the proxies now. Target. So data. Change tasks. I mean, that should, in theory, just. Oh no! I know why. Oh, okay. Yep. The secondary issue is because I got dot values here, so it flattens everything into this sort of layout. Instead of having the primary key fields in a JSON sort of response, it changes the structure. But I don't know if getting rid of this does anything. I think it complains when we do. So if we wait 1 second, we'll get a 500 error. Yep. And then when we have a look at it, and we scroll down, it's like, oh, we can't convert this. All right. And the problem is everywhere else we've got it set up so that it deals with fields. Okay, we've got 1 or 2 options. We can continue, we could revert this back and then actually add in the other endpoints and so forth like that, which I kind of don't want to do. I kind of want this to be the one shot for this, because I need this information to get the blocked information anyway. So I'm going to do this. The other option is I go in here and I start reverting everything. So I'll look for dot fields and I just remove it. Just wait. I know there's a replace option. Yeah, but what I mean, like, you don't have to make a specific endpoint. You just do something like target, change tasks, method get arg. Oh! Don't have it. Oh, okay, and then it'll collect all that data and send it back to you. Oh, neat. Cool, multiple endpoints where just stitching. Yeah, and then have something where it'll send back. I'm trying to think like WebSockets where it'll send back part of the data and then send back another part later on and so forth like that. That would be, yeah. I think that would actually be extremely cool. Because you could then request multiple bits of data with just one call, instead of having something like this where a lot of these are just calls for either static files or stuff like that. It just, yeah. Could do something form of a server push if you're using HTTP 2. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely think that would be cool. Because if you got multiple forms on the page and stuff like that, that would work really well. Not forms, sorry, multiple bits of data. So, for example, we'll use Nearbeach as an example. In the profile, I've got this section which updates separate to this, which updates separate to this. So imagine changing all this and then hitting just one button, and it does all that, but only does what you need. So if any of this doesn't change, it doesn't send anything. Which reminds me, I should update my profile picture. BSOX. Oh great, don't say I've broken this. Oh no, I just need a refresh. But even when the page loads too, you could be like, I need these bits of information. And then if a user doesn't have access to a, let's say the run sheet type of thing, it doesn't ask for that information. I think that would be extremely useful. And then the next thing we hear, you're on the news because you've just created it like a new sort of API type of thing that everyone, you know, throws lots of money at. Alright, so I should have removed all the fields. I should have actually gone through all of them because I'm assuming, making the big assumption that it's just one data structure I'm looking at in here. And I can instantly say that was a regret, and I am undoing that. And doing this one by one. So change task fields we want to remove. So change task dot fields. There's only 9 of them. And we just want to change it to change task. It's just replace all. Yep. Now it's kind of already exists with JSON RPC, but I don't think you get multiplex with them. Well, fair enough. Alright, so I've just changed just that particular thing. I can already see change task.pk, which we'll need to change because the data from the back end, the change task list, we'll actually have that as change task ID. Alright, so waiting a couple of seconds, gonna hit reload. And there I go. Alright. I'm glad I'm a little bit more awake now than I was when I was attempting this and was like, I can't do this. Okay, so now we need to get the blocks data down so that way we can actually hide these start tasks that are blocked. So what we want to do, I'm just going to remove that. We are going to click on the request for change. So I am first off going to state what this particular task does. Obtains a list of change tasks for this particular RFC along with any blocked information. Alright, and leave it at that. Sounds like a fun little task. I might see if I can knock together a POC with Nearbeach sometime there. Will be no pressure to take, obviously just scratching a mental itch up. Fair enough. I would greatly appreciate it. So we've got the change task results, bang like this. And the next thing I actually want to do is I want to get the object assignment results equals all blocked information results. So object assignment dot objects dot filter straight off the bat is deleted equals false. I'm going to open up our little database just so I can visually map it out. Of course, the database always appears on that other screen. There we go. Just going to make this a little larger. Going to hit this. All right. So we've got object assignment, view data. So if we scroll down, these particular ones, oh, did we fix that? I think we did. I think we did fix that. And then I just didn't test. I don't want to update any updates at the moment. Let's just say that I'm prone to bad luck whenever I update live on stream. Leave it at that. All right. So what we want to do is we want to find any of these change tasks IDs that are here. We want to get the link relationship and the parent link. And we want to get any that the change task IDs are here too when the change task isn't null. That would mean that it is meta. Yes, yeah, the laughing faces. Yes, it's. I updated SWB, which is used to help me capture the audio from my desktop. So last time I updated, just before stream, my mic wasn't being fed through. And in this stream, I was like, that was a common issue last time. And then I fixed it through OBS. And then the next stream was doubling up. I was like, what if I just tick and untick the little option for the mic feed through? And sure enough, so yeah, I find all the bugs. Let's just say that. I remember I updated before a meeting and it broke the client I was using for the meetings. Oh no. Oh. I remember in university, Windows updates would take out students' laptops before presentations. And there I was with my Linux laptop with a PowerPoint, hosting their PowerPoint presentation for the class. Happened more than once. Alright, sorry, I'm just fiddling with the cube. So we need to send down the blocked information. So, and we've done something similar in the past with this, and I'm trying to remember where I did it. Under object data, isn't it? Link list. No, this isn't it. Linked objects. No, that's internal. Ah, here it is. So we're doing something very similar to this. So I'm just going to paste it as reference. So object assignment results. I love how I keep the same naming convention. First off, we're going to have two ORs in here. So we'll set up the queues like this. I believe this will be in both queues. So we'll just and I don't know what key I pressed to hide that. All right. Okay, so the first one is, we know this straight off the bat. Instead of having the destination location ID we've got the change task ID equals the location ID. In this sort of case, it's actually, ooh. No, it won't be, it'll be this. So change task in change task results, I think will work. And this one will be meta. Oh, I forgot the field name, meta ID, isn't it? Meta object. Object in equals change task results dot values, and then we've got to have the change task ID in this one. Q is not a function in here, that is fine. So I want to get rid of this. Now we're at 200. So new beach models, new beach forms from Django. From Django DB, I think it is. Import Q? No. Dot. Oh, I forgot where this is. Utils. Import Q. Alright, this is where I look it up. Django Q. Import Q. Models. Alright, not utils. Models. Import Q. Alright, and then we want to go to 200. Alright, this works perfectly fine. So we're going to object assignment results equals JSON dumps. We've got to change this to values. And then we list object assignment results. CLS equals Django JSON encoder. And then this will be object assignment results. JSON loads, and then object assignment results. Now, I don't know why this is going to give me the squiggly line. Oh, don't we have that added in already? Whoops. There you go. Now, if we're not using that in here, I'm going to get rid of it. Oop, not the whole line. Okay. And you're fixed. Stop highlighting. All right, getting back into here. Let's just hit refresh. All right, something's broken. Let's find out what. What you ever use Pylance in VS Code? I think I just installed it. Did I install it? Yeah. Have you ever? Yeah, I've got it installed. All right. Cannot import Q from Django utilities. What the? All right. Delete that line. From Django DB models import Q. Fair enough. Yeah, no, all good. All good. Okay, sometimes this happens. I'll just hit stop. I'm gonna go over here. I'm just gonna copy this. All right, I'm not crazy. Okay. That was weird. And we've got a 500 error, which is what we're working on. Expected 1. All right, let's go over here. Let's go to our 200. Let's put a debug there. And let's just resend this. It'll hit our debug. Okay, so we hit our debug, perfectly fine. We hit this, perfectly fine. Maybe not. So let's JSON dumps list object assignment results. So it doesn't like this one line. Do we have order by? We don't really need order by. Ooh. Okay, let's see on the big screen what this means. So sub select return 17 columns, expected 1. So it is hitting that line. All right. Hit 1, try to add an object, yada, yada, yada. All right, so new collab equals users objects filter. So we are using a filter which will return a query set even if there's unique users with given names and yada, yada, yada. In this sort of case, we don't want a get, we actually want all that data. Yeah, I don't want that. I want the select data. Needs many field. All right. So when we're having a problem like this, what we want to do is we want to take this off to our shell. So we'll open up a shell and play around with it. So what I want to do, terminal. Let's do a new tab. Let's go red. What's the red one again? Red sands. Letting this all the way open. I am just, bear with me for a second. I am just moving the chat into there. So that way I can still chat with you guys. Should I move that chat slightly over there? No one saw that. All right, cool. Let's go to our sites near beach. Let's make sure we have our source, which is virtual bin activate. All right, Python 3 manage PyShell will give us our shell. Then what we need to do is from near beach.models import everything, because we don't, I know we're importing everything, but I don't want to worry about anything. So we're using the RFC ID is 3, so RFC ID equals 3, perfect. So that's our only variable here. Then what we want to do is we want to copy this and paste it in. So we've got our change task results. Boom. That's all our change task data. So all of that are all the little change tasks in here which aren't appearing at the moment because of this error. So what we want to do is we want to simplify this and we want to simplify this. So let's import JSON. All right. Another thing which change task is I just want to copy all of this. Q is not defined. All right, we know how to do that. So import, no, from Django.db.models import Q. From Django.db.models import Q. There we go. So object assignment results will give us a problem. So I've written this wrong. But not a problem. Let's go change task ID in values.change task ID. All right, let's simplify this down. Let's go O equals object assignment.objects.filter, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to test this one to see if it'll work, and we're going to test the next one. So O, all right, P equals object assignment.objects.filter, and then we're literally just copying this here. And we're making sure it runs fine. All right, so what I think happened is, well, actually, let's test the whole thing first before I tell you. All right, cool. So what actually happened is we do need to specify the ID here and the value in here. I think that was just the single line that caused that issue, but easy done, we fixed it. We should hit a resend here. I'm just gonna hit play. And it says it posted that information in the terminal below. And there's our information. All right, so we've got 2 bits of information that we need. That bit of information will be needed to run the start tasks and all that kind of stuff. So, but however, let's hit refresh. Okay. Sorry, I'm just got distracted with the cube. Everything's booted up fine. Everything's Looking perfect. We can now start blocking these particular tasks. Notice how you can start task and pause and all that kind of stuff. What we want to do is we will probably have to go back to that diagram and figure out which steps would indicate that the task is finished. And what will happen if we have a failed case? Like if something fails, did we want to stop everything? So yeah, I've just got to think that out at the moment, but give me 2 seconds. Just finding a diagram. Profile. All right, here it is. So, for those interested in this diagram, there's the link. So we've got when for start. So if this particular task is blocking something else, we want that block status to stay blocked. Essentially, we want the block status to pretty much stay for all these 4 statuses. If it's failed or success, I think the block would be finished by that particular point. If something fails, I don't want to keep it on as a permanent block, just in case there would be an edge case where a fail doesn't necessarily mean everything's got to fail. Yeah, there could be a specific test which is just run and it's not going to send down the system if it fails or something like that. Yeah, that's why I'm going to keep that unflagged at the moment. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the cube. Okay, cool. So we just want to keep those 2 open. All right. So we've got to store this data. So let's go into the change task list, scroll down, not up, down to not our procs, but our data. So this is going to be called blocked task list. It's going to be an empty array. So when this gets set up, so close RFC, get run sheet list. So when we get the data, update the change task list and update the blocked task list and change task list. Do this dot blocked task list equals response dot data dot. In this case, what are we sending it back as? Object assignment results. I'm going to change that. Blocked task list. Actually, no, screw it. Object assignment results. No. Blocked list. I think block list would be a lot better because it's just literally telling us, hey, this is blocked. This is a list of blocked items. So in here, it'll come down, it'll be blocked list. And it's simple as that. So once it comes down, it'll be like, yo, I'm blocked and all that kind of stuff. And then we just need to filter these to turn on and off depending on if something's blocked or not. If something is blocked, we actually want to show that information no matter what. So all of these buttons will be replaced with a list of what's blocking it. Yeah, I think that shouldn't be too hard to do. So if we go in here and we're like, let's just remove that node, delete node. So let's edit this. So status pause task. All right, cool. And div. And then we have a simple div blocked by. And then we have change task 1, change task 2, and so forth like that. And then we have div. It's kind of like that. I think that would be good. And we can actually link those tasks in there too. Just wondering if we... I think so. I think we'll play around with this. All right, we'll do something simple. We'll play around with it, and then we'll figure out what looks best. So what I want to do is I want to jump into here. We've got our block task list. So for this, now this is where it's going to get confusing. So this will need to change. Be an else if. And we need to find out what's been blocked. Okay. So let's find out if Vue has an else if first. So VueJS else if. Conditional rendering. Going to zoom in for everyone. So velse, vif, velse if. All right, this is what we want there. So first off, what we want is we want to get a list of everything that is being blocked. So we want to create that method down here. Method blocked by function, and we've got the change task ID to feed into it. Okay, simple. Let's just keep it simple. So if the link relationship is blocked, oh God, I'm gonna need the diagram. Oh, sorry. All right. So if I might have to clear this database to actually get my head wrapped around it. So what I'm going to do, I am going to do a naughty. Going to close this. I'm going to exit. I'm going to remove the database. I'm going to go Python 3 manage migrate. Python 3 manage load data from nearbeach fixtures, basic setup. And we are going to make sure that, sorry, I'm just getting this back open. I'm just rerunning the Python Django stuff. I am going back into here. I'm just going to hit reload. This won't exist, but that is fine. I'm just going to use the admin. So, list all, Q18. So Q18 to backup database. All right, and then what I want to do, notify team to start working on database migration, which is probably a step definitely done after after this. I'm just checking the date, so that's set to 4 p.m. So this will happen at 4 p.m. Confirm. And close. Oh, something happened then. And hello, Drago. Yep, Drago. How are you going? Welcome, welcome. I am Robotic Head. I am currently building my own project management system. Yeah, so currently we're working on request for change part of that system, and we're working on the change tasks, making sure that they can block and so forth like that. You're going fine. That is good to hear. How is your stream going? I hope you had a wonderful stream, and thank you very much for the raid. Greatly appreciated. So yeah, so we're just working on this at the moment. So we know this particular task is going to blocked by another task. And why isn't that appearing? Oh, I'm going to hit refresh. You're learning Python. Fair enough. It is a very useful tool. So Nearbeach has, the backend is done in Django, which is built off Python, and the front end is in VueJS, which of course is JavaScript. So currently I've spotted another bug where, and this is a new feature, I haven't fully tested this out yet and stuff like that, is it's not getting that other change task. So if I go back, in theory, so the 15th of Feb, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that end date doesn't make sense either. So I'm just going to update the end date. Oh, I can't. Thank you very much. I am Australian. So yeah, it's the Australian accent. So yeah. Okay, I think I know why that's not working. The request for change itself is flawed because it's actually set so far back in the past. I'm just going to create one that's new and has a wider time frame. So testing blocked change tasks. So yeah, I just rebuilt this database using a fixture. I'm going to have issues. So I'm going to go low, none, low, NA, implementation plan, dance, dance, and dance. I cannot recognize accents of all people. Just, fair enough. Fair enough. I have trouble between the New Zealand accent and the South African accent at times. Right. Is our back out plan, test plan. Pray to the server gods. Alright, we're creating a new request for change. What we want to do, new run sheet. We want notify stakeholders of project update start. So we'll start this at 9 AM, finish at 9:15. This will be the team leader who does it, and it'll be a team member. So add and create another. So we want it now at 9:15. Confirm. Let's say 9:30. Confirm. Implementation user. Start the backup process. And let's add and close there. One day I'll be good like you. Give me another 10. Just build little things. Seriously, one day just be like, can I actually do this? Look it up. Start trying to build it. If you don't end up building it, figure out why. Is it a lack of knowledge? If it's a lack of understanding of how those processes work and stuff like that? And believe it or not, that will cut down to about 5 years. I'm not specifically versed in one particular language, mainly because I consider myself a polyglot when it comes to programming languages. I know quite a number of different languages, but I don't know them at the skill where I can optimize them or hack the bloody hell out of them. So, but I can get stuff built in them. So yeah. Languages that I've used. So I learned back in university when I was doing maths, C and MATLAB. From there, I jumped into C++ using the Qt framework, then Python, PHP, JavaScript. I've built stuff in AngularJS, ReactJS, VueJS. I want to learn Svelte and stuff like that. So yeah, and I used a bunch of different other tools, so forth like that. I tend to use a different language for each new project. There are some people who don't do that. So for example, they might be doing game dev where they learn, let's say, .NET. Do you use Exorcism? I don't think so. I haven't heard of it. Just let me look it up just in case. There's this Exorcism.org, developed fluent in 67 programming languages with our blend of learning practices. No, I haven't used Exorcism before. I do recommend Free Code Camp too as another sort of learning tool. So yeah, whatever learning tool sort of suits you best is the one that should be good for you. So there are a number of great tools out there which you can use. And there's a number of great tools for testing your knowledge too. So I'm trying to think of them off the top of my head, but like there's, I keep forgetting what they're called. They're great for interview questions and stuff like that. So yeah, been a while since I've used them. I should start doing them. So yeah. Anyway, so we've got this invalid date, invalid time. This is a bug. I am actually going to report this bug right now because it looks like it is a problem. If you were a student or early in your career Google Summer of Code, yes. And thank you very much for the bit. It is greatly appreciated. I sadly don't have any notifications yet. I need to actually set them up properly. So I need to actually spend a day just setting them up. It'll be one of those streams where I just do it on stream. So yeah, Summer of Code is also pretty good. Sadly, I missed submitting Near Beach into it this year. I just didn't have time. So hopefully next year I'll get to submit it again. Hopefully they accept it. They didn't accept it 2 years ago, so it's another thing which I wasn't hopeful for. Near Beach is just too small. All right, adding change task causes the dates to go undefined. Should do a hackathon in the Discord to build your own using the new Twitch API. And hello, Nairo McMuffin. How are you? I hope you're going well. I just took a photo and I didn't get to it in time to actually copy it. So excuse me, I'm just taking a photo again. I hope you're going well. All right, so I'm just pasting this in here. I'm being naughty. I'm not going to include the method expected results and actual results in here, just because the picture is speaking 1,000 words. It looks like the data is getting corrupted or misaligned in the Vuex state management. All right. So this is, I won't say critical. I will say major because it is a big annoyance. The reason why it isn't critical is because I can hit refresh. Request for change. So let's add that in. Create. Let's hit refresh. I'm taking a break because I uploaded a new update for my game, 1.0.9. Congratulations! Tons of bug fixes. I hate coding collisions. Fair enough. Yes. Me too. Do you always stream at this time? Yes. So if you have a look, I think my schedule, where is my schedule nowadays? Give me 2 seconds. It should be down below. So depending where you are in the world, it's Wednesday for me. So I stream Monday, Wednesday and Friday between 7:30 a.m. to around about 10 p.m. I do actually have a schedule somewhere. I don't know where they put it. All right, it's somewhere. I'm terribly sorry, but I do actually have a schedule up on Twitch somewhere. Collisions are always, yes. Yes, it is. It's 11 a.m. for me. Oh, nice, nice. So yeah, it's 9 p.m. here. So daylight savings just ended. Oh, thank you very much, Drago. It's greatly appreciated. Yeah. Okay, QA user is also missing and assigned user is missing. So yeah, I am. You're trying to find friends? Fair enough. Well, we are here. We also have a Discord. So you're more than welcome to join and chat to us there. 12 for me. I'm going to get lunch. Fair enough. Usually my, so I don't eat breakfast. I haven't. But I usually put on the rice cooker around about 11. And then around about just a quarter to 12, I hear it go off. And I'm like, oh yeah, first meal for the day. Also because each and every one of you know English better than me and know Python. Oh, well, you will get better. I wouldn't say I know English very well. I'm terrible at speaking at times. All right, so we're going to create a new link. Is currently blocking, is blocked by. Okay, so is this the second one? Notify stakeholders of project ups. So this will be currently blocking a future task. So we hit save there. And can't access a map, response data, change task is undefined. So we've got an error. I fast 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. Oh, yep, fair enough. Yes, I won't say I'm doing intermittent fasting, but if I were eating, it would be from 11:30 till about 7:30 is my general sort of time when I eat, but I'm not fasting. If that makes sense. I technically am, but technically not. Like, I'm not strict with it. I can barely speak / write it, and it's my own mother tongue. Yeah, fair enough. You have a soft Italian accent? Ah, fair enough. I sadly don't know much Italian. I know escrimen, if I'm saying that right, is to write. Is gatto also? English, Italian. Trying to think what cat is. Gatta or gatto. You speak English? Yeah, fair enough. Gelato, almost. Ah, fair enough. But my mother language is Arabic. Ah, fair enough. Gatto. Alright, cool. And that's probably all I can speak or say or write Italian. I learnt it in high school for the first couple of years. And then, yeah, it never clicked with me, but most languages don't. I struggle with English. Anyway, this is undefined. This is the change task link list. So what we want to do is let's fix up this bug before we continue and go that. Half Italian, but don't speak it. Oh. I wish I could speak another language. Or even just read another language. Sorry, I've just absolutely lost my train of thought. So we want to go to change tasks link list. So change task link list. So when we get this data, the reason why it doesn't work, is it because of that? Let's find out. So console log response data response.data. Let's see if this has been mapped correctly or if it isn't. You speak Italian, English, German, and Czech. Wow. I'm half stupid, half dumbass. Fair enough. I know well, once again, coding just takes practice. And I don't know how to game dev, become a game dev. Fair enough. Game dev is quite different to what I'm doing. In the sense, I'm doing web dev. But yeah, a lot of what I'm doing is has transferable skills into game dev. So yeah. And it just takes practice. All this is just practice. Just learning the basics and then recognizing patterns. So, yeah. Anyway, what we're doing is we're loading this up. So we've got an array. So, can't access property map. Change task is undefined. Because it's change task, not change tasks. Alright. So that was a simple spelling mistake. A very common one when dealing with plurals and plurals. Plural and plurals. Oh wait, maybe it's not. Alright. Console log response data response.data. Okay, response data, and then they've got change task. Let's see what this comes up with. So I am just storing as a global variable. It is an array. So we actually need to go temp 0, 0, then change task. No. And then we've got linked relationship. I've screwed this up, haven't I? Object link list. This is the wrong one. It will be in here. Object link list. So it does send data back. So response data. Okay, this is change task link list. I'm off to Macca's. Have fun. I'll be like, fair enough. All right, so we want change task link list. Let's actually have a look at what has changed. Nope, wrong one. GitHub image. I'm then looking at our development code. We want source, JavaScript, components, card information. Oh, check, not card information. Sorry, change task. Change task link list. And we're looking at line 120. So I'll zoom in for you guys. Line 120 isn't there at the moment, but we've got object link list where the response is link list response data. And I'm trying to remember what I did to make this do its thing. JavaScript, yes, this is JavaScript. So this is doing all the front end sort of stuff. It's got a very similar syntax to C. And this here, the Django side of things, so this is Python. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use git diff to see what have I done here. Get the data from the database. So we get the data object link list. I think I've just put in code in here without thinking. So I'm just going to do the good old comment it out, paste the old code in, save it, plot my life choices, and hit refresh. Oh, I know what the map's doing. It's changing this here. All right, yeah. So this is wrong. This change task thing is wrong in here. So I'm going to write it out. So what I've got is I've got data that's come from the back end that's come here. And the problem is that data doesn't have this information in it. So I'm using just a simple translate table to actually translate that data for me. So I stupidly added in this change task in here when it's meant to be just like that. So we've got the array, it goes through that array every single row, all right? So it pulls out the result for that particular row. The reason being is because I can mutate that result. Here I'm mutating that result. So I'm just changing the result object status, and I've got that translate dictionary up here. So this one, so it keys in a number, and it'll come out with these strings. If there is a number that doesn't exist in there, it'll be undefined, but that is perfectly fine, because in reality that shouldn't happen unless someone goes into the database and makes some changes, which you shouldn't be doing that. And then it returns the results. So makes changes to that data here. It's a quick, easy, and nasty sort of thing. So that's all we're doing here. Oh, sorry, I need to stretch more. There's a queue for the drive-through. Oh, fair enough. I remember waiting half an hour in the drive-through, and I'm thinking I should have just gone into the store. So nowadays, if I see more than 3 cars, I'm like, nah, parking. Okay, so this should have fixed this, and there I go. Now we've got draft there instead of the number. So let's get rid of the console log. We no longer need that. That is working. So we've now got the linked task in here. So we're currently blocking this particular task. And if we click on this particular task, it says is currently blocking. So we've got the opposite perspective of it now. So what we want to do is we actually want to open up the database again. So I'll just open up this. We have object assignment. So all the connections are in one table. So we'll view that data. Here's my vote. Yep, fair enough. I subscribe to your YouTube channel. Thank you very much, Drago. It is greatly appreciated. So at the moment, I'm storing my videos there. However, what I want to actually do in the near future is talk about how I fixed some of the bugs in Near Beach and what was the main cause of them in a sort of a short, quick sort of update stream. And I kind of want to give update results of what's happening and so forth like that. So I've just got to start sitting down and writing these scripts and actually recording them. And then just editing them and stuff like that. It's just finding time to do all this work. So yeah. Anyway, at the bottom of this, we've got the start the backup process, the object status, and the meta object. So from here, we can actually gauge what the perspective should be, like a dev vlog. Yes, yeah. That's my goal. It will probably be very horrible for the very first couple of videos, but I'm hoping I'll get quick feedback and fix them up and so forth like that. And very quick videos, so not designed to, oh well, I don't want to spend ages on them. So, yeah. All right, so going here. We've got the start backup process, we've got that. So if we go over here, we'll notice that the change task is over here and we're all happy. Now, what I want to actually do is I want to do the opposite. I want something blocking, I want to put in something blocking something. So I'm going to go back. So I put that in by doing the notifying the stakeholders. So notifying the stakeholders should be the core one, which that is task 4. So I'll go over here, task 4. So I want to do something in the start the deployment process. All right, I want to put that in at 10 o'clock. And that's got to finish at, let's say, 10:15. Confirm, save and close. What is going wrong? Oh. Request for change views. Oh, you're kidding me. All right, there we go. So that should be there. All right. Yeah, what we can do is we can cheat. We can just resend. Oh, I didn't do the QA user and stuff like that. Shoot. That should be a bug. I need to add validation to that particular form, so that way it doesn't send. Okay, so last time I did this and I was like, block. If I do this one, Sometimes the audio or video freezes, at least here in Germany. I'm terribly sorry about that. For some strange reason, my internet's been a bit sketchy at the moment. I'm just having a look at, I've got a 26% dropped frames. So I do apologize. That is most likely on my side. So, yeah. Let's say it blocks that. Yeah, that's my internet. Oh, I don't think I can change much on the fly. Yeah, it keeps going up and down and up and down, which is really annoying. Like, I'm getting 2,500 kilobytes per second and then down to 700. Yeah, ISPs. I know, I've got to contact them and be like, hey, this has been happening. One day, my PC eliminated the audio at all. I do not know the reason for that yet. We were joking here before how whenever I update stuff, especially before stream or during stream, it breaks stuff. I updated SWB and essentially my mic wasn't being picked up whatsoever. So for about half an hour until someone pointed it out, you've got no voice. I was like, oh, how many people jumped in and just were like, he's not speaking, and just left. So, yeah, it happens. Okay, so I've just added this in. I have a feeling something's not working. So, meta object and change type. All right, cool. No, this is working exactly how we want it. So it's telling that it's blocked. We did actually have a diagram. Updating, yes. Yeah, I will. Yeah. But I do apologize about the bitrate. Sadly, I can't do anything about that at the moment. I even tried doing it on my mobile phone last stream and I had problems. So it might not be just the ISP, it might actually be on my computer too, which is annoying. All right, there's a reason why I jumped back onto this. I am hoping I've still got this diagram. So, all right, relates to, doesn't matter what site it's on, blocks. So that's the parent, that's the meta. Okay, cool. So over here, the meta object, so blocks. So 6 blocks the meta object, 4 blocks, or is it? Oh, this is where I have to wrap my head around this whole process again. Because it simplifies down to just a few statements here, the link, under the link relationship. Okay, so 01 blocks 02. So if I go into here and I go out and I look at notify stakeholder of project start update. So this currently blocks this. So number 4 currently blocks this. So this is the parent link. All right. So change task 4 blocks the meta. The meta object number 5 blocks number 6. Okay. So if I actually go to 5, I should actually have them both in there. So we've got blocked by number 5 and currently blocking number 6. So, all right, we can do this now. Sorry, just have to wrap my head around that little tiny bit of logic. I know I wrote it, but it's been a while since I wrote it. It's one of those things. So I want change task list, this one, not the linked list. So I'm going to close the linked list. So in here, we've got a blocked by function. So we send through this. So what we want to do is we want to return this dot blocked by dot filter, where we've got a simple row. We loop through all the rows. There's 2 cases where we want to return it. And it'll be a true or false sort of statement. Can you tell something about Django, please? Sure. All right, cool. So if you've ever wanted to do web development, Django is a web framework built off Python. So once this page loads up, so the good thing about it is it's a model view controller. So the model is essentially everything that connects to the database. So you'll see quite a lot of stuff in here that's connecting to the database. So for example, this particular file is the view. The controller. So as you see, new request for change. So we've got all the logic in here. We're grabbing a template. We're grabbing the group. This is actually part of the model. So we're grabbing data. We're, mutating that data and so forth like that, and sending it all back how we want it to. As for the model, let's go to definition here. This is how our database is actually set up. So it's using ORM, which is really fun to actually use. It's completely and utterly different to SQL. So you're using objects instead of SQL and so forth like that. So you use something very similar in .NET. So I use something similar in .NET where when I get data from the database, I place it into a model, and then I can manipulate that model however I want, and everything lays out perfectly fine and so forth like that. Now, how I'm using Nearbeach is what's called a hybrid. So it does render templates for me. It does deal with static files for me, and it does deal with user permissions and other sort of little tiny information like that. However, most of the front end is in, and it does the API sort of stuff. However, most of the front end is written in VueJS, which is JavaScript, which renders stuff out. So my recommendation is, if you wanted to actually play around with Django, click on Getting Started, go through the installation guide, and then when you're done, you want to take this tutorial. And it zooms in here. So what you can do is you can quickly set up your own simple project. And yeah, this tutorial convinced me to actually use Django for Nearbeach. So yeah, and a lot of what you learn here for Django is transferable knowledge into other sort of frameworks. So for example, at my last job, they were using Laravel. I like to say the difference. I like to say Django is an automatic car, Laravel is a manual one. So yeah. If you've used PHP, it's like Laravel. Yeah, that's actually a good sort of thing, analogy. If you've used PHP, it's like Laravel. So yeah, hopefully that gives you an idea of this. So yeah, it's just a web framework. It does a lot of the stuff I don't want to deal with. So for example, dealing with user logins and that whole system. Because someone else has written that information, I'm using that to actually determine whether a person's logged in and what sort of permissions they have. Now, I've built on top of those permissions I have a custom permission sort of set, but don't worry about that. You can actually utilize those permissions, how they've set it up for your own project too. Yeah. Famous sites that have been built on Instagram, built on Django is Instagram. So yeah, Instagram I think is still Django. I know it was up until yeah, some well-known sites that use Django include Instagram, Mozilla, Disqus, Bitbucket, Nextdoor, and Clubhouse. I don't know what the other ones are. Apart from Mozilla, I know what Mozilla is. I don't know what Disqus is. Ah, okay, yep. So, yeah. Anyway, what was it doing? I was going to label out what is blocked. So, in here, we want to filter tasks. Now, I want to open up the view container. I want to open up the run sheet, change tasks. Ah, there is new change tasks under here. I wonder why that wasn't appearing before. I find all the bugs. So we've got blocked task list. So we've only got 2 here at the moment. And I'm terribly sorry for those on mobile. This is really small writing. There's still that bug where I can't zoom in. Really annoying. So, in here, we've got the parent link is change task. So, it's this one here. So, 4 blocks the meta. So, what we want is if it's change task, we want the meta number. Okay, so I'm just going to put in a little comment here. We are trying to find out which change tasks currently block the change task ID. So there are 2 possible solutions. Okay, 1, parent link equals change task plus the meta ID equals the change task ID. Parent link equals meta task plus change task ID equals the change task ID. All right, so in here, we've got one of 2 options. We don't have types in this, so we're just going to go var. So var row. So we're just going to var condition 1 equals row dot. This is where we actually look up the fields in here. So row dot parent link equals, and then we scramble over here. We actually copy and paste this because those 3 equals means it's going to equal exactly this. And row dot meta ID, double checking that it is meta ID, meta object, sorry. So I'm going to change this to meta object. I'm going to change this to meta object too. So parent link equals change underscore task, meta object. object equals, and then change task ID. var condition, actually these will be const. They're not changing. Condition 2 equals row dot parent link equals meta object, and row dot change task ID. Is it change task ID in here? Let's double check. Yep, change task ID. Double checking everything so I just don't make any mistakes. Equals change task ID, and then we return if condition 1 or condition 2. Now the reason why I've just spread this out like this is just to make it easier for me to read at the moment. This can actually be in one giant line. However, I feel like splitting it down to this being like condition 1, condition 2, having an or, that'll be fine. Okay, so, and then it just returns it. That data, blocked by. So, up here, what we want to do is we want to find this. And before it, we want to have div v if equals have this dot length greater than 0. So if the length of that is greater than 0, then we want to show this div. And then I'm just going to put in blocked. All right, and then v else if is put down here, because if it's blocked, I don't want anyone starting stuff. All right. Just waiting a second, hitting refresh. So we've got blocked on everything. So I've mucked up that formula. That's not a problem. It just means that I've got to figure this out. And just wait. Blocked by, and then I haven't actually put in the name. So this will be change task dot change task ID. Sorry, I should have passed through that variable. And blocked by. All right, so another problem I've done is I've got a variable called blocked task list. All right, blocked by, and a function called blocked by. Now this should be a function. And it shouldn't be used much. Blocked by. All right, so straight off the bat, this dot blocked task list, and then going up here, blocked by. I'm just going to put in change task dot change task status. Wait a couple of seconds, hit reload, pray, and none of them are blocked. All right, this is going nowhere. So what I'm going to do down here, I am going to start going in console log condition 1. All right, I really should do this after this. Yeah, no, I want this. I want it like this. Okay, condition 1, and then condition 1. All right. Wait a second or two, hit refresh. 0 for all of them. I prefer Flask to Django personally. Oh, fair enough. I have not used Flask yet. I do actually have a friend who has used Flask and loved it. He's also used Django, and I think he said Flask is a stripped down version. So a lighter version. Alright, so we're getting 0 zeros throughout the whole entire thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to key in row. And I'm going to key in change task ID. Yeah, it's macro framework, yeah. Haven't used it though, so yeah. Hopefully one day I will have another project where I can. It'll be nice to actually use Flask. Yes, yeah, Django is very batteries included. Which is very Python, the whole batteries included philosophy. So, all right. Regime test stand for 30 minutes. All right. I think about there. Yeah, I think there. Oh, just a little too high. Fast API is newer and close to Flask, but requires type hinting. Alright, I'm just going to grab my standing mat. Alright. Oh, sorry, just knocked over my mic. It allows for acings. Yes, I am 6'4", 193 centimeters. I got measured last year before my surgery, so that's why I know my height. Alright, so I've screwed up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go bang like this, and we're just going to go console log change task ID, change task ID. We also want console log the blocked task list, and we want blocked task list. All right, and that should be this dot block task list. Well, fair enough. You're not that much smaller than me. Don't you worry about height whatsoever, because I've got a long way to fall. And trust me with that, I've had a pretty nasty fall last year that involved a car. So, yes. Length options blocked by. Return. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so one thing that's annoying me, the change task isn't updating. The block list does have 2 in it, so we've got 2 objects. So yeah, and when we open up the objects, we have the assign user ID, change task, customer, link relationship block. Yep. We still want that relationship in. Parent link change task. Alright, cool. So let's fix up this ID first. I've done something wrong. So little fun fact. So sadly Socks isn't here today, just because I was looking after my father's cat, and let's just say they don't get on well. But Socks will try and jump up onto this desk, and every now and then during a stream, you hear this. She's jumped up onto the desk, but not far enough, and she started to like crawl as she's falling back off. She's done it a couple of times. Now I've got a tower next to the desk, so she can jump on the tower and then jump up here. All right, so I'm just trying to find where this is. This is the one problem with this massive thing is I forget where everything is. Yeah, she is a very lovely creature. So I think this is wrong. So I'm going change task and change task list. Oh, I was using status instead of ID. All right. You can tell it's getting late in the night now because I'm making silly mistakes. So now we've got 4, 5, 6. Great. Let's go down to the blocked by. Let's undo all this. Wait 1 or 2 seconds. Blocked. Great. So the first one isn't blocked. Second one is blocked by the third one, and the second one's blocked by the first one. The third one's blocked by the second one. All right. So now I want to get rid of this. And now we actually want that information in there. Yuppie? Is that the little emoji? Oh, that's a very well done emoji. Yuppie's a nice name for a cat. My mum recently got a new cat, and she was like, I was thinking of the name Peanut, and she told us kids, and we were all like, yeah, Peanut's its name now. You can't call it anything else. We love the name Peanut. Great cat, by the way. Absolutely friendly. I looked after her for about 2-3 weeks, I think. I think she came on stream a couple of times. Very friendly creature. Alright, so, sorry, I'm looking after this block. So, now what we want to do, we want to delete this. We want to put in a, I'm just trying to look at how I've done this other thing. So we've got change task status. Change task. So we want div class equals change task hyphen blocked by. And then we'll have a div there. And then we'll have change task currently blocked by, and then we'll have span class equals and we've got small text there. I'm just trying to think of a good class name. When I was in Italy, in the neighborhood, there were mostly black cats. Aww. Yeah, my cat is called Socks. I'll give me 2 seconds. She's a tuxedo. So she's got like a little white chest and she's got white paws. Hence the name Socks. So yeah, this is Socks. Oh. I think I just lost a couple of frames then. So yeah, so they are amazing. I've had 5 cats in my adult life, so love them to bits, but they don't last forever, which is sad. So, yeah. So blocked. What we want is we want blocked. Let's do unsorted list, like so, and then what we do, list item v4 equals, and then we've got we have var. Do we have var in? No, we don't need the var. It's applied. Blocked by single block in blocked by. I wish I could save this as a variable and reuse it. Change task dot change task ID. Where we've got the key equals single block dot. This won't be change task ID. This will be object assignment ID. I think I'm gonna have to actually look at the view output first. Sorry, just bump it over to here. Change task. So the blocked items object assignment ID. Yep. And then we'll end that list item. First we'll do this, like so, and then what we want to do, we've got the meta object title, but we don't know, shoot, what is it blocked by? All right, this is where we're going to find out if it's blocked by something. So we'll have our A, vif equals single block dot parent link equals, and then if the parent link equals change task, I'm just keying this in. Then I'm going to put in here, I'm just going to type this in, just randomly at the moment, v else, and then that will be meta object. This is a temporary thing. So we're going to have a look at this, we're going to be like, yay, yay, and so forth like that. So, gonna wait a couple of seconds, gonna hit reload. So we've got change task for this one. So the parent link is change task. So number 4, which is this one, currently blocks this. So that should be the meta, we should be looking up the meta object. So look up meta object, and this one should be look up change task. Now another problem is change task. We don't have any extra information with the change task. We're going to probably just have change task IDs in here, which is annoying. But we already have the data. We can actually get that data. But we're adding on more and more complicated layers and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm just trying to think at the moment what would be a better solution. Because we do have data, we could structure this in that block by functionality, we could actually structure a lot more logic in there to make this logic up in the template smooth as butter. Because we could get that information, we can shove it up here, and we can use it very, very quickly. The one issue that I do foresee is it would be great if we could put this block by results in a variable. That way I can access it not only here, but down here too. And we need to filter out, we haven't even filtered out the, we need to filter out to do, ignore all statuses where it is, where the task is finished. So we're actually going to have to extend this one section down here completely out. Alright, this is getting a little bit more complicated than what we want, but that's not a problem. That is not a problem at all. We started with something simple. We figured out, hey, it's plausible. Instead of continuing with that plausible one, we are refactoring it to 8, make it a lot better and nicer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here. I'm going to find this. So we don't want an if statement in here whatsoever. We still want the list item, but we just want a simple list item where we can actually have that data in here. So let's do that. Let's build up this data. Let's yeah. Let's build this up. Let's make it so that it works. Okay, so in this sort of case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to comment this out. At the moment, it's going to return an empty array. That is fine. Let's describe what we're doing up here. So the locked by function accepts the current change task ID. It will look up just trying to think if map functionality can drop stuff. No, we'll need a filter and then to map it. Okay. But sorry, I'm just trying to think out aloud. Essentially, I can still use that filter function down here and then apply a map to it. And then the map will look at the conditions and be like, all right, if it's this condition, then we do these particular fields. If it's that condition, we do these particular fields. But I feel like that's getting overly complicated. Another thing we could potentially do is, and once again, I don't want to overly complicate my code. I don't want to make it to a point where people are looking at it and just go, I don't know what's going on here. It is doing some sort of data crunching and I don't know how to fix those bugs. So having simplified code in this sort of case will work better. And what I could do is I could add in 2 block lists that essentially do each condition differently. And then I can filter for that data within the main one and return it if the thing exists or not. So the block function is there. What I'll do, We're trying to find out which change task currently blocks the current ID. There are two possible solutions. We will be doing this. We ignore all change tasks that are currently completed, i.e. failed or success. Okay, cool. So, condition one. Condition one equals this dot, and then we want the block task list. Essentially, we are doing this. I'll paste it here. I'll uncomment it. I'll all right, and then it is return for that particular condition. And then we've got var condition 2 equals, so the condition 1 is where the parent link is change task. So the meta object I'll have to figure out which which side of what is going to happen, but it's fine. We'll figure that out in a minute. In this sort of case, why are you? Oh yeah, because I haven't. So in this one, we paste this. We don't need condition 1. We just need this condition 2. We go return. We get rid of this. Bang this like this. We don't need that equals. We need to bang that in like that. Okay, cool. So that's our condition 2. So our condition 2 is where the parent links is this. So 5 block 6. So 6 is blocked by 5. Okay. So I'm just putting in change task is blocked by meta object, and then meta object is blocked by change task. Perfect. Did I just see an alert pop up? All right, it will be installed tonight. All right, sweet. All right. Okay. So I won't need this anymore. So now what I need to do is I need to sort of I need to figure out how I'm going to join two arrays together. In this sort of case, I'm going to actually filter for this data and filter and map out what I need. So it's going to be a filter and map. So get base conditions, filter and map out data we want. So with condition 1, so we're going to go condition 1, we're going to reuse what we're doing, equals, this will be this dot change task list. So this is the meta object. So we want the change task in this sort of case because the meta object, the meta object is being blocked by the change task. So we want the change task list dot filter. We'll pass through a row, and what we go row dot. This is where I double check that how the data is structured in here. Change task ID. Oops, too far across. So we've got change task ID. That will equal. Oh, just wait a minute. This is. We need the array in. So we need condition1 dot contains. I forgot how to do this in JavaScript, and I did it the other day. JavaScript array contains value. It's pretty simple. Includes. Contains is another language. I think contains is Python. So condition1 includes the row dot change task ID. So if the change task ID is in here, bang, it will return it to true or false. That's true. Cool. So that will be true and false. And then what we want to do is we want to map that data. Map where our row is going to be like this, and we return an object where we've got, now we've got all that information that we want. So if we go into here, we want the change task ID. So we want change task ID is row.changeTaskID. We want change task title. So change task title, row.changeTaskTitle. And really, that's all we need for the moment. So that's condition 1 done. Condition 2 equals this dot change task list dot filter. Once again, we're doing another filter. It's pretty much return condition 2 dot includes row dot change task ID, and then we're just mapping. And then what we want to do is add both arrays together. Add both arrays together and send back. So JavaScript add two arrays together. Oh, it's just a concatenate. All right, cool. So that will be condition 1 dot concat or concatenate? Concat. Condition 2, and we just return that data. All right, so yes, I will agree this is a little confusing. I do apologize. So what we're actually doing is we've got two conditions. Depending on those particular conditions, depends what fields we're actually looking up and wanting to return. So the idea is, with here, is the change task we're looking at, and I just realized that that's not going to work because we're not mapping out the values. So map row and then return row dot change task ID. No, yep, change task ID. This is why I sound out what I'm talking about sometimes. Return row dot meta object. Okay, cool. So condition 1 will create an array of every single change task that meets this particular condition. Condition 2 will create an array of numbers where this condition is met. This is what we want. And then from that, what we can do is we've got the change tasks that we want. So for the first condition, we're pulling out for those meta IDs, for the IDs that came through, we're pulling out the information that we want. We're actually doing that for both of them at the same time. And then just putting all that information into an array of objects, and we're sending that back. So we're doing all the complex logic here. And I should double check that this is working. So I'm going to put in a console log condition 1, condition 1, condition 2, condition 2. All right, and then, oops, sorry, I thought I hit the right key then. And after condition 2, we'll place that back in there. We'll hit save, we'll wait a couple of seconds while it compiles, and then we'll go back in here and we're going to test out to see if this works how we want it. So we want to go back to the RFC3. So this one doesn't have any information. As you see, this one and this one does. It looks like it's worked as intended. So it's gone through a couple of times. That's fine. But it looks like we've got one here and we've got one here. Change task currently blocked by. Yep, perfect. Okay, so let's delete our console logs. And now that we know what data's been sent through and so forth like that, up here, instead of having those if statements and so forth like that, down here, we've just got a simple loop. And we just, in here, just key in the, now this should be vbind. We just need to key in this.root URL. Don't need the /. We just need change task information. I do believe that we have it on, yep, its own root directory. Then we'll have single block.change task ID. Finish that off. That will belong on a new line. Oh, I've got the wrong thing. There we go. And then we kill that A. Sweet. Then what we want, bang, bang. And then in here, single block dot change task title, I think it was. Then we wait a couple of seconds, we hit reload. And there we go. Perfect. The next sort of step is just using CSS to sort of change this around. I'm just going to quickly do that. That won't take too long. I know we've just gone past 10 o'clock. I should be going to bed very soon. But what we can do is we can go bang in here, change task blocked by, and then we've got margin top. Let's go a simple 15 pixels. Perfect. So it brings it down slightly. And I like the dots. I'm going to keep the dots in there. So all we need to do is in our SAS. So we go down to our SAS folder. We go into our components. We go into our run sheet. In here, we've just got, we'll key it in at the bottom. Bang, change task blocked by. And we do need a little ending mustache right there. That should work perfectly. We wait a few seconds and then we just hit reload. And there we go. So when this is, now I've just realized one thing which I haven't actually done is filtered out any tasks that are blocked. So let's quickly do that. So we, sorry, not filtered out any tasks that are blocked, filtered out any tasks that are finished. So I haven't done that down here. So what I need to do is let's have a look at the data first, because it could be very, very simple to do. So change task list, we've got our change task list. We've got our change task status ID. So what we'll do is in here, finished status, change task status IDs. So that would be a const, finished change task, finished statuses equals, and then we're just going to key in the finished statuses. Now we do actually have a record of this, so we'll reference the record instead of just guessing or anything like that. The record is in the models file. And if we scroll all the way up to the top, we'll have the RFC change task. So RFC status. So ready for QA, that we want to keep open. Pause, we want to keep open. Rejected, we don't need to worry about rejected whatsoever. Finished is 5. Oh, all right. I thought we had a... So we've got started. Okay, I'm double checking this. RFC status. Similar flow. Yep, all right, cool. So finished is 5. And what I want to actually do is I want to see I'm just, because we've got a finished failed and finished success. I've just got to figure out what is going on with that. So at the moment, we've got a 5 in here. And we want and not finished status includes row dot in this sort of case change task status. I mean, this is adding in a bit of complication. Yeah, it's adding in that little bit of complication. If there's multiple, it'll be fine. If there's only one status change, then yeah, it won't work. But I'm just trying to remember with the failed sort of statuses what actually happened. So I'm going to create a new RFC. Let's just test it. So change task failed. All right. Change task different statuses, finishing statuses. All right. Let's just copy this. Paste it everywhere where we need it. Bang, bang. 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 Finish. Bad. Finish. Good. All right. was meant to hit start RFC. Whoops. Well, that's a bug. All right, so change task. So the 0, 1, finish bad. Change task status 6. So if I go to our models, rejected. Okay, so 5 and 6. Let's double check that 5 is also 5. Yep, cool. So 5 and 6. So 5 and 6. And yeah, that should then filter out everything where that status doesn't exist. So let's get out of this. Let's hit bang to that, change task, go back to draft. This is RFC 3. Let's open up this. There should be. Did we just break something? Yeah, we did. Finish status includes is not a function. Includes, plural. All right. Wait a couple of seconds, hit refresh. Boom. All right, these are working still. So the idea is once this particular task is completed, it will work. So if we go in, we go, all right, so these won't start. We can't start them. So if we go start task, set to success, presto, boom. This is what we want. And then, yeah. Perfect. All right. I am happy with that. I am probably going to go back over here. Sorry. Just swinging my screen around like there's no tomorrow. npm run prod. I'm going to submit all of that up. And we are probably going to find someone to raid very shortly. So, yes. Sorry, I am just... And hello, Kilimanjori. How are you tonight? I hope you're going well. Just before I forget one thing. All right, cool. Yeah. All right, so this is compiled. Git, let's just clear the screen here. Clear, git status. So we've done a lot in forms and all that kind of stuff. Git add, double checking everything. So JS components, yep, cool. Git commit, added the ability to block change tasks with other change tasks. And hello, the Dev Dad. How are you tonight? I am just submitting my commit. So welcome. I was about to raid someone else, but I'll tell you what, I can go for another 15 minutes, I think. It is getting a bit late, so yes, welcome. My name's, for those who don't know me, I like to drop Rubik's Cubes. My name's Robotic Head. I'm currently working on a project management system called Nearbeach. It's open sourced. So, yep. At the moment, what I am doing is I am improving my request for change system. So I'm adding an ability to block stuff. So, yes. How's your stream, the Dev Dad? Hopefully it was good. So, yeah. I have finally, you guys just missed it. We can now close this request for change. But I've added in the ability for blocking specific tasks. Specific change tasks. So for example, the startup, the backup process was blocked by the notify stakeholders, and this one was blocked by this. So we can access this information still by jumping in there. So yes, am I a Cuba 2? Yes, I am. Yeah. So I can solve the cube if you guys want. go. All right, so I'm just gonna mess this up a little bit more. Sorry, I'm just catching up with stream. Stream was great. Brought a fantastic squad here. Thank you very much. It is greatly appreciated. So welcome everyone. What puzzles do you do? What are your times? So with the Rubik's Cube, I'm around about 45 seconds. I also have, I wonder if they're right behind me. I've got more Rubik's Cube. I've got this one, which I've got to sit down and figure out. I've got one side easily. I just haven't played around with it enough. I've got a good old-fashioned gear cube, which is one of the easiest accidental solves you can possibly do. So yeah, I've solved this many times. I won't solve it right now. I have a helicopter cube somewhere. And I've got some more of these. Once again, I just haven't sat down and played around with them enough. So yeah, I mainly only do 3x3s. I average 25 seconds. That's pretty good. Shape-shifting ones, yes, they're fun. I just need to sit down, like when I'm on a plane trip or something like that, and actually do them. So here's this. Any preferred color? If anyone doesn't say anything, I'll probably just. All right, all right. So orange. Whoops, sorry for bumping the mic. Okay, cool. I didn't even properly look at it. It's late at night for me. Sorry, I should be doing this for you guys. There you go. Making it awkward and harder for me to do. Just should time myself. Orange because that's supposed to be the hardest. Alright, and there we go. So yeah, I don't know how long that took. Probably a lot longer than 45 seconds. It is late at night for me. So yes, so what have I been doing tonight is essentially creating this block by and so forth like that. So the idea is that you can't start a change task without easing up the previous block change task. It doesn't look like you did F2L. Alright, I've got to admit here, I learned the Rubik's Cube using the basic method when I was in university so long ago. But then I picked up different moves, and then I ended up doing my own method of solving it. And my method ain't fast. It's it is. I will admit it is slow, and I do have to sit down and actually learn faster methods. So yeah, I will admit that. I stuck with beginner's method for like 10 years. Yeah, I was a part of the Speed Cubing Australia for quite some while until 2019 when I needed my weekends. It was either Speed Cubing Australia or Near Beach, and I picked Near Beach. So yeah, from that I actually learned random sort of move sets and stuff like that, which is why I get the 2 layers and then I suddenly go to the top and do the corners at the top and then deal with the middles at the top. It's a weird method, and apparently I've got a weird way of solving, as like literally how I usually bend stuff around. So yeah. All right. Oh, here's something we could do. So this change task looks a bit weird at the moment. We've actually got a description here, but we want to move this description down into here. The reason being is we want to just have these particular 3 fields up here and then have this information down in tabs and so forth like that. So the MISC will belong in its own MISC tab, description will belong in its own description tab, and we've got the block stuff which we've just finished. So we might as well start actually moving this description down. We are also going to combine this particular field, these two fields together, because the idea is you don't need these date restrictions to jump out at you until you actually do something. So, for example, change the date to before those restrictions or after those restrictions. So, yeah. The best thing about that is we've got code already there. We can copy and paste and Bob's your uncle. So to give a general sort of view of what the top section will look like, I need to create a new RFC. So just bear with me. New RFC. So if any of you have done RFCs before, and I did quite a lot of them when I was at the university, is they're designed to actually tell people what's been changed, who's changing what, and at what time, and so forth, to hopefully mitigate risk. It's essentially a plan that everyone looks at, and they're like, if someone's going to be like, no, we're going to have a conflict of interest or conflict of something right here, then that will get rejected, and then and so forth like that. So a lot of work goes into creating some RFC sometimes. So let's create a new change task. So the idea is we'll have these three sets of fields as the primary sort of stuff, because these you do need. And then you'll have the description information and so forth, which is more optional. So yeah, let's say backup of database systems. And let's say that actually takes us 2 hours. Confirm. And then I'm just going to save and close. Oh, we've got a 400. Is that big? Yeah, I know why. Sorry, there is a bug here. I haven't added in validation in here. That should have stopped me doing anything and being like, no, you need validation in there. I wasn't meant to add another, but all right, let's actually put that in. Sorry, as I'm doing all these bugs, I find these bugs, I should be putting in these bugs at the same time so I don't forget about these bugs so that no one sees these bugs. So new, no validation or checks on new change task. So let's write in our method, under a new RFC, create a new change task, fill out the appropriate, if I can spell today. Oh, sorry, I just realized I'm not sharing my screen. I'm terribly sorry. Yeah, I tend to do that. I'm terribly sorry. Fill out the appropriate change title and start/end date. Do not fill out the implementation user or QA user. All right. Expected results. User is informed they missed 2 fields. Actual result, user gets a 400 error because fields are empty. Alright, so I'm just gonna bang that. This is actually major because I want to actually solve this off. I can see people getting very annoyed at this. This is actually submitted on. This is our request for change. Okay. Sorry, yeah, I always fill those out on stream. All right, yep. So we found 2 major bugs today. Whoops. All right, so we've added our, that's also another bug, but refresh will actually fix it up. I will fix that up a bit later. It's because the structure of the data has changed. Well, that's what I think it is. So if we click in here, you'll notice that we've got a description. So if we type in our hello world description in here, we've also got our stakeholders. Let's just say the database team, and let's tick on downtime scheduled and hit save. So that sends us back here. That's fine, but we've got that data saved. And what we want to do is we want to move that data back down here. So we actually want to put it in here, like so. This downtime scheduled, I kind of want to change that to, because if we have this down in here, we can actually have two separate fields and be like, just have that as a tick box type of thing. And then just a bit of to state downtime, please click no downtime to change the status. And essentially the description and so forth matches up. So yeah. So description. So what we want to do is we kind of want to, so we've got H2, so we've got H1 in that sort of case. Let's jump over here. Let's close everything. I thought you were filling out a bug somewhere else. I didn't realize it was on your own website. Yes, so I was filling out for Near Beach. I currently use UTrack, which is done by JetBrains, those guys. So yeah. I find a lot of bugs at the moment. So UTrack, just in case anyone's actually interested. At the moment, I've got 39 issues that I've got to solve. Some of those aren't directly related to Near Beach itself, but actually second or third party type stuff, like connections and Docker and all that kind of stuff. And I've already solved 20 issues. So this is going to be a big sort of release. It's going to be a breaking release because I've essentially restructured the whole database and so forth like that. I fixed up a lot of things. I've changed a lot of things that were annoying the bejeebers out of me. So I'm hoping that when I do finally release it, it's going to be as bug-free as possible. So yeah. All right, let's close this. Let's go source, JavaScript, components, and then what we need is change task, and then modules, and then change task description. So straight off the bat, we know we're going to make that a header 2. So header 2, description, and header 2. And all right. So going with the change tasks, if we have a look over here, we've got a header 2. We do have an icon. I'm going to ignore the icon in that. And then I'm going to have text instructions also. So we've got a p class equals text instructions. And we're going to have the description is optional. If you change the you update the description, please hit the update description button. All right, cool. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to half that there, and I'm going to bang that like that, and bang that like that. All right, cool. The next thing we want to do is if we actually open up the change task information, we'll scroll up. Start date, end date, change task title, start date, end date, implementation on QA users. So we've got the description. So we really want to nab this out of here. We want to key it in here. We want to line it up. We want to get this information too. So what we want to do is we want to check our Vue component. I've just done this in production. All right, npm run watch. So we're just doing a quick watch on this. Sorry, it takes about 45 seconds to do this, if I'm lucky. Didn't take that long. It took about 8 now. Okay, going over here, I'm just gonna have to refresh. We might break some things on here. So as you see, the description's gone. That's fine. The description should appear, not quite there yet, but we're getting there. We'll fix it up in a couple of seconds. So the Vue components, it is not loading any of the components. And this happens at times. So I want to go to Vuex. We've got change task. We've got description up there on change task. So what I want to do is I want to do 2 things. So under task information, I want to remove stuff we don't need in here anymore. So we don't need the editors, but we do need it down here. So I'm just going to paste it in. Oops, I used the wrong letter then. And then components. It's an object. We've got editor. Yep, cool. Now with the data, we've got change description modal. We don't need that here anymore, so we're commenting that out. But what we want is we want that Vuex data. So we want import map getters from Vuex. All right, cool. Then down here, we want, I keep forgetting if it's watch or computer. I think computed. Computed dot map getters. We've got an object. We're gonna key that in, and then we've got get change task description. And hey, how are you, 85 Filter? I hope you're going well. Welcome, welcome. So, have I done this correctly? Possibly not. All right, let's see. I know I've got map getters everywhere. Computed. All right. It's not a function, it's an object. That was a simple error. Okay, wait a couple of seconds. Webpack should recompile. Done. Let's hit refresh. Something's broken on the top one. We do have this rendering here, but we don't have any description or anything like that. If we do something like that, it doesn't update it up there anyway. Custom upload image was accessed during render, but not is defined on instance. All right. So we do have some things to move around. If we go to task information, we just find this. We need to remove this from here. We need to key in methods, paste it in like here. So that should work in there. Is downtime will also be removed, but at a later date. Let's wait a few seconds. Let's just hit reload. Let's find out what else is breaking. Unhand sync component loader. Editor is not defined. Change task information. So let's go editor. It's no longer there. We can get rid of it. All right. We should description. Find out how many times save tasks. We will get rid of this. Store commit. Change task results fields. Change task. All right. No, we want that description. This change task title, this whole thing will just go. And then we've got, I may have screwed up then. Please write it. Yes, I've screwed up then. That's what we want to keep. It's this we don't want to keep. All right. Waiting a few seconds, hitting refresh. Okay, everything comes back. As you see, we no longer have the description here. This will eventually be very smaller. We do have the description down here. Hello world description. I am writing some more information here for you. Warning: operation field compute property change is read only. Yes, that's our problem. Okay, so I'm trying to remember. There is a way where you can get it to update the Vuex also. So as you see in the Vuex, I don't know if you can tell, but there's really tiny text is the original hello, the description. So what we want to do is we want to look at Vuex, map getters, and setters. We want to see if there is a way. Getters and setters using the Vuex namespace. So compute a get set. This is for Vuex though. I'll zoom in for everyone. If Vuex module has a namespace, how to create the getters and setters for the states, the modules, and so forth like that. So the computed. So we've got an a get return the store state a. Oh, okay, and then with the set, we update. Oh, okay. Another option is using map fields. We might use map fields. Mutations. All right. Yep. So map fields. I think I've used map fields before in Near Beach. No, I haven't. All right. So the easier option at the moment is probably doing something like this with the computed. Now, assuming this is view 3. Change task information, scroll down. Wrong one, change task description. So what I'm doing, I'm just pasting this as reference. We'll delete it very quickly. So instead of map getters, we are wanting to use change description model. So that's an object. We got a get, return this $store dot state dot get change task description. All right. And then we've got a set value this dot store dot commit. This will be set change task description. I don't know if that exists at the moment, but we'll set it up very quickly. And then we just get rid of this. Now we get rid of this, and we get rid of the map getters. All right, and we double check that this exists in our Vuex. So under our Vuex, we open it up. We've got change task Vuex. So we've got update. We don't have one for the description, so we'll just create it as update. We'll keep the same update change task description. We'll have a state and a payload, and a state.description will just equal the payload. because we haven't done much with this value. That being said, if I scroll down here, no, scroll down in here, I think this is going to be better. Let's keep. Sorry, I'm just pasting this as reference. Oops. Damn it. Okay, cool. So we've got it as an object. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to bang like that, and I'm going to go type. It is going to be called update change task description, and the change task description is actually, I'm just gonna and then I get rid of this. All right, and then under the VueJS, what I want to do is I want to go up here and it'll be payload.change task description, like so. That way it only changes one thing, and that way if something accidentally hits this as a bug, it doesn't hopefully change that one thing, which will cause more issues and so forth like that. So that's why I'm doing it like that. And let's wait a couple of seconds. Let's sacrifice some calculators to the server gods. All right, we have a problem. It's not getting the data. Okay, so this method doesn't work. But that is, yeah, annoying. Oh, I don't have the get change task. Sacrifice calculators. Yeah, sacrificing calculators to the server gods. You know? I should get that printed on a t-shirt. I figured this out. All right, I've done something stupid. I haven't actually done any of the getters. It should be get change task description. No, that's correct. All right, let's hit the good old console log update change task. Wait a couple of seconds, hit refresh. It's undefined. Oh, yes, all right. Yeah, I know why. Even though it's here and stuff like that, if we wait, so if I do set timeout, let's just create a simple function that waits 200 milliseconds and it does the exact same thing as this. All right. Sorry, I'm waiting for it to compile. My computer's not the fastest in the world. Still undefined. All right. Have I just screwed up my VueJS? Turn state description. All right, let's console log up here. State, because it gets everything else, and the get change task description does work. So if I wait, it doesn't hit that. All right. UX getters. Oh, all right. Straight off the bat, I think I recognized it. So this if we actually go to our Vuex store, so about a month ago, I split up this file into smaller files. Best thing I've ever done. So we've got the change task. So what I haven't done here is I haven't gone in and gone change task and then get this. So I've got to do that. Guarantee that's the problem. Wait a few seconds. Hit reload. Still undefined. And I'm not hitting that thing. Okay, let's delete this dot. Is it change task here? Dot get change task description. All right, no, that's not it. Dot state dot change task dot get change task description. That's not meant to be a function. Wait a few seconds, hit refresh. It's still undefined. Should be that. Even if we set timeout of a few seconds. Yeah, waiting for that to reload. I'm just doing all this sort of testing at the moment. I'm just, yeah, still undefined. Okay. Do counts return this store dot state dot to dos dot filter length. All right. Store create store state to dos getters to dos state. Yep, we've got all that. And it's not hitting this. Yeah, that's... Oops, I was meant to click on this one. The getter state description. Okay, not a problem. What did this guy say to use? Map fields instead. So where's our search bar? Hello? Map. So I'm using map getters. On actions, commit, go to actions, modules. All right. And this is where I've just hit a little wall, but not a problem. I do want to see if the set does work, at least. So change task, if we go down here and we start typing in things, it does update. So the set's working, it's just the getter's not working. All right. Well, let's see how I've done it elsewhere. So let's hit our search. Let's hit our this dollars store dot state. We don't. We actually don't. Okay. So let's at the moment return nothing. Let's const a equals this dollar. Actually, let's not select all the code. Let's just console log out state management. Let's figure this out. So this dollars store, and let's see what happens. Let's see what we get. Wait a few seconds, hit our console, and hit reload. Module pass fail unexpected token. The file process. Alright, it doesn't like that. Whoops. Let's knock over my stuff. Been dropping Rubik's cubes, knocking over chairs and tables. You know, the works. So docs. No, they don't have state. Oh no, it does have state. So objects, in the state, we have change task. Yes, we do. So then we go change task. Wait a few seconds, hit refresh. So we've got target, we've got description. Do we just seriously put in description? We're not using any of the getters. All right. Honestly thought you were meant to use the getters. Oh well, wait a few seconds, hit reload. Hit description, hello world description. We can now add more information here for you. This will also update the state management, ABC, smiley face. All right. So I've got this here. I'm happy to leave it there tonight. It is 11 o'clock here. I've gone way past what I usually do. I usually only go up to 10 p.m. So yes, let's find someone to raid. If you guys are interested in the project, I have a Discord. I also have a Twitter and a YouTube. So please follow me. So yes. Anyway, White Panther's going. I haven't raided White Panther in a hot minute, so it's been a while. So yeah, let's raid White Panther if it allows me. The raid has been created. Great. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining tonight. It has been wonderful. We have gotten a lot done. Soon I will get that new change task sort of layout done and dusted, and then from there I don't know what I want to do next with Near Beach. There's a lot of bug fixes which I'll probably end up doing next week. So for those who are interested in when I stream, today's Wednesday. I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and between the hours, my hours of 7:30 to about 10. It's 11 p.m. right now. So yes, I know far less about coding than cubing. It looks really hard to make. Well, thank you very much. It's just getting the logic. So yeah, and just knowing. It's practice for me. So yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone, and I will hopefully see you in the next stream. So yes, I do hope you enjoy White Panther stream. That's it.
or just Jamstack.